Alright guys, I just wanted to make a quick video. This is going to be about the automatic garage door openers for these roll-up doors here. Not able to find a whole lot of information online on how to do it, so I thought since I'm doing it now, I can show you guys a video on how it works and what to expect when trying to add an automatic garage door opener to these style of roll-up doors. Now I've got this unit here. You can see them on Amazon, about 130 bucks. And basically this will go onto one of the gears inside of this wheel house here. So I will explain to you guys how to retrofit this onto this unit. And well, if you just kind of watch, I'll explain as I'm going. All right, so this has a chain hoist on it. This is how the chain hoist operates. Okay, so what we're gonna do is remove this chain hoist off of the garage door opener and add the automatic garage door opener. This chain guide here, you have to disconnect it. It's a Phillips head bolt. Once you disconnect that, then there's a bolt going through the chain hoist, through the center rod with a nut on it. Remove that, and that will loosen up and free up this entire chain hoist assembly. All right, so pull that back out of the way, and now you can see in here that we have several several bolts to remove. There's one there. There's another one back there. So there's 4 total, and they're really difficult to get to. So you cannot get to them with the chain hoist still on the garage door. So we are gonna have to remove this U-bolt here, and then I will put a jack underneath the door, raise it up off of this angle bracket. I'm going to actually make life a little easier on myself. I'm gonna remove this bracket, the stud that the bracket is welded to. I'm gonna remove this and completely be able to swing this bracket out of the way, pull the assembly off the pipe. You have to be very careful. Make sure that the U-bolt on the other side of this is still tight, and do not loosen both. If you loosen both, this entire garage door is under heavy spring tension, and the spring is being affixed to the center pipe. So whenever you want to loosen or tighten the spring, you have to spin this center pipe one way or the other. It's a little more complicated than just that explanation. However, main thing when you're doing the garage door opener, make sure that you keep one side always tight of the U-bolt. All right. Now that the U-bolt is off, I have to get my jack and bring it up here on this scaffolding, which is going to be difficult. So I'm going to work on doing that and get that jack up here, and then I can get the weight up off of this angle bracket, and then I can remove the stud off the wall so I can get the angle bracket swung out of the way. I can't remove that until I take the weight off of this. All right guys, so I've got the chain hoist assembly pulled off. This is the piece that was bolted like so. I was able to reach my hand back there and hold the nut while I unscrewed the bolt. Now I've got this supported by the jack, all right, and I've got the stud disconnected and swung out of the way so the bracket can clear this. I had to do that in order to pull all that off of this pipe. Now I'll show you what needs to be done next. trying to take it very slow. This is I'm by myself working on this, so can't afford to fall. These are 15-foot garage doors, and I'm on some scaffolding and a lot of weight on this scaffolding right now being supported. So now I've got the motor. I got to take this U-bolt off so that I can slide, or at least loosen it significantly. So I can slide that pipe through there. Get this stuff out of the way. All right, so these are the spokes that will go in and slide over this gear, on any of these gears. All right, so on my roll-up door, these are a little too close together, so I have to shave off about a 1/2 inch on each side of this gear here. So what I do is I slide this on here. All right, slide this on here and hold this all right, hold the spokes up against the gear. All right, and then you can mark those spokes and grind that down however you would like. I'm gonna use a file because my spokes are plastic, so it's not really gonna take a whole lot of effort to get that ground down. So I'm gonna trace it with a pencil, grind it down. That way I can slide those spokes as far onto that as I can. You can see my motor is on this pipe, so it'll just slide all the way onto those spokes. Be very careful because the weight of this is still being supported by that. So you could slide this bracket back over, bolt it all back up, but doing so, I lose a lot of clearance in order to get this all filed down. Fun. There's definitely easier ways to do this. I have other tools that I could use, but I'm sick and tired of going up and down this scaffolding, so I'm using what I got up here. It's not that bad. Alright, as you can see, I filed that down. So yeah, there's easier ways to do it than with a file. Use a Dremel, use a drill with a drill bit. It just depends on what your material is. Luckily mine's rubber, or plastic, I'm sorry, and it's not very hard to deal with. If it was metal, then you know I'd be using a grinder, or using a Sawzall or something to that extent. So anyway, now it's time to put the motor on here and slide it all the way forward. So of course it doesn't fit. All right, a little bit more grinding.
No big deal.
Come on, baby. She is. She's on there. Yeah. All right, let's get this back. Perfect. Perfect. Put the U-bolt back on. Want to make sure we get this back in the same position. All right. Also want to take a little bit of weight off this door. lower it down just a little bit. Slowly. There we go. Tighten it up. There we go. Spin this motor. All right, so we're gonna want this cord. So we got to rotate this motor, all right, to align this cord guide hole parallel with the ground, so that whenever we're down and we need to do a manual release of this motor so that we can free spin this thing, we can just pull straight down. Also, I mean, this bracket indicates that, you know, if this angle bracket was a little further to the left, we'd be able to just bolt this thing right onto the angle bracket itself as well. But all this bracket and all this U-bolt is doing is holding the motor stationary on the pipe, and then the internal spokes of that motor is what will spin, and the pipe will stay still. So it's really not, it doesn't need to be connected to this, because as long as we have this, then the pipe can't spin. All right. So, gonna tighten this up. This is the controller. Open it up. Excuse me. Open it up, and that's how we can set our limits, and it's also how we're going to mount this to the wall. And it's also, we got to get this cable connected into here. We got to connect this power cord into here, and then we can test this thing. I'll show you a few things on this controller here. You've got to connect this to the power cable. You have to connect this line, which comes from the motor, to that there, okay? And this is one of the buttons for operation. That gets connected right there. These two knobs, one is the force adjustment for the up function, and then this is the force adjustment for the down function. What that means is the amount of pressure it takes while it's going up, counter pressure, before it determines that there's something in the track or there's something in the way, and it will stop and go the opposite direction. Same thing with going down. If there's somebody underneath, something underneath, how much force it will apply before it trips the sensor, and it will send it back in the opposite direction. Right now, I had to turn them all the way to the right because my spring tension on this door is really high right now. And for me to test this motor needs to be able to not have any limit to the amount of force it can give on this door. It's going to take quite a bit of pressure to close this door because of the high spring tension, because I need to lower the spring tension on this door so that we're not fighting the spring as hard just to close it. And that's the problem that I had with the other door over there, which is finished and functioning and all good to go. All right. So in order to test this, hit that function button. It'll go in one direction. It'll start spinning in one direction. I'm not sure which one it'll start at. Then these little cams in here, these are the two limit switches, there and there. This cam will trip this limit switch once we take off or loosen these wing nuts and adjust the cam to where it needs to be. So when the motor's spinning that direction, this cam will come down and stop it whenever it needs to stop. So whatever, we just need to watch the door, see where we want it to stop going up and then where we want it to stop going down. You know, this is probably going to be the up, I'm not sure. This is either the up or down, and then this will be the opposite one. But I'm just going to let it operate, and then I can stop it when it needs to stop. All right, it's locked. It's in position. I need to be able to see. Here we go. All right, that's where it needs to stop. That's where it needs to stop on this one. I'm not taking it all the way up. I have a seal, and I'll show you here in a second, but I have a seal on the top of this door here, and it makes it pretty tight whenever the door gets all the way up. But like I said, these are 15-foot garage doors. I don't need it to go all the way up. I'm not using this for a camper. It's just gonna be for bringing the cars in and out of here. So if I ever need to raise it up, I'll just activate the manual lever here and just raise it up as high as it needs to go so I can pull whatever in here. All right, let's test it now. The inside limit switch is for the up position. Whenever it reaches the top, it's obviously is for the back cam, but when it does that, it's while my door is going up, and this one is for whenever my door is going down, and the front cam actuates that. So I'll show you how it works. It's gonna go down. Done. Looks like there might be a small gap of light. I can't really tell from here. So there might be a small gap down there, I'm not sure, I can't tell. If there is, I just need to, you know, adjust that cam just a little bit. And here's it going up. It's very quiet. Even right here next to it, it's not loud at all. Here's my seal there. You can see it having trouble. You can see it having trouble trying to fight that seal to raise it. I just have it stopping at the basketball goal, the bottom of the basketball goal. That's 10 feet high. So plenty high. Got the spring tension loosened, and it was working really good. I got the limit set, so I'll show you real quick how it works. I got that mounted on the wall there. So there we go. Works good. I like it. Perfect. All right, all finished up, all cleaned up. You can see there. Gotta put that outlet cover on there. However, that's where I've got the control box mounted. And that's the motor up there. I need to add a longer string to that so that we can pull that release lever from down here. Just make sure that you do not have these locked like that, make sure you always keep those unlocked. See, that one's unlocked. What I did on this one was I threw a carabiner in it to prevent it from ever being locked on accident. Same with that one over there, because I've got a garage door opener on this one as well. All right. This is the remote. It comes with 2 of these. So as far as I know, these are the only remotes that you can sync to it. I don't believe that you can sync a vehicle garage door remote to these motors. I do not believe you can do that. If you can, let me know, because I'd like to do it. So it comes with 2 of these remotes per door. And I'm also going to wire that switch there. It's just 2 wires, so I think it's just gonna be a normal switch, garage door switch. I'm gonna go ahead and test that out. And if so, I'm gonna add 2 garage door manual openers over there. And I'll just run the wiring over here with some low voltage wiring, and yeah, be able to open both garage doors from over there. So here we go.
It's not loud at all.
So if you don't have seals on your door, then you're not going to have nearly as much trouble and resistance as I do. So you'll be able to let your doors go all the way up, even if you have the correct seals. I just made these seals out of rubber. So if I even had the correct seals, I bet it'd work and I could bring it all the way up. All right, there we go. So it's the Carolina Carport building. I actually bought it through the dealer of Viking Steel Construction. I have 1/2-inch styrofoam board glued on the walls and slid into the grooves of the ceiling. I got a good deal on that styrofoam board. It's 4x12 sheets for $1 each, so I couldn't pass that up. And yeah, got all this insulated. I've added an old HVAC unit. It's just a 15 kilowatt heat strip. Also has air conditioning as well. I'll get that hooked up this summer. Got all my electric ran pretty much, all in MC cable. And tried to run it about as clean as I could. Ran it through the studs because I plan on covering all these walls eventually as well. I've got outlets on each side of the garage. Can't hardly see these over here. I've got too much stuff over there I'm trying to get put away. I also wired in lights. These are all can lights that I fabricated like a special bracket in order to get it to mount up there. I didn't buy the lights that had that you could attach to a junction box, square junction box. I just bought the lights that pop into drywall. I had some left over from a job and I wanted to use them all here. Got my fans all turned on, all mounted. It really helps push that hot air down. And yeah, I hung my son a batting cage for his baseball team. It's on carabiners with these tension wires that run throughout the length of the garage, and it's suspended on those, and you can collapse it down. Got some turf from an old football field, so it helps out a lot. And built this loft the other day. It's 30 foot by 8 foot, and made this beam. It's 3 2x12s. It's glued, screwed, nailed together, and also lagged. And you know, adding these knee braces to it really helped a lot, sturdy it up. I've got these carriage bolts all the way through the bottom of the knee brace, and then a large lag. It's probably about 10 inches long by 1/2 inch going up into the beam itself. But like I said, the beam's glued on both sides of the board. They're staggered 16 footers. So really solid. I don't get very much deflection at all, just with a static weight. And when I get up there, you know, I might get a little bit of bounce, but only really towards the middle. And this is just for storage. So I wanted to keep this completely open underneath this whole 30-foot span in case I want to pull the Ranger or, you know, even my Firebird or something, slide it up underneath here. So if it looks like it's bowed in the videos, because I've got this like almost like a fisheye view, so it's definitely not bowed like what the video may be showing. So anyway, yeah, if you guys have any questions, reach out. I'm not a good videoer, but I could not find anything hardly on these doors, especially from the US, that would kind of be more relevant to the metal building surge that's happening across at least the Midwest here over the COVID hike of lumber prices. So really happy with it. And yeah, it took a little bit of fabrication, but not too much at all. So again, good luck to you guys. Thanks for watching and have a good one.